Well, good morning. How is everyone feeling this morning? This is Melinda. Hope some of you are able to join me live. It's just now 8 o'clock, so we'll give it just a moment. But it's election day. A lot of feelings and energies in the air today. I know I feel a little bit like, I don't know if off is the right word, but things feel a little different today. It's kind of this low undercurrent of anxiety and stress and it's been a really crazy last few months. So I think all the craziness and discord we've been feeling is really coming to a culmination today, and obviously with our election results. So hopefully this vinyasa flow will get you nice and grounded, and it'll be maybe 20 to 30 minutes, somewhere in that range, and I'll be doing these weekly, and I'll be posting the times and whatnot until we kind of get into a regular rhythm. So let's come to our mats and come to standing. So just finding a nice grounded position in Tadasana. Strong through your feet. Feet about hip width distance apart. Second toe pointed straight ahead. And let's just take a few rounds of cleansing breath. So really grounding down through your feet. A little bend in your knees. Inhale, lift your arms high. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Sigh it out. Inhale, lift up partway and lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, arms come overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Once again, finding your grounding. Little bend in your knees. Draw your tailbone down, engage your core slightly. Press your palms together, and if it feels okay for you, draw your eyes closed. Release your fingertips by your side, roll your shoulders up together and down the back. And then just take a moment, feel into your feet. Really strong through your legs, strong grounding pose in Tadasana. We're going to do a really brief centering to start class from standing. So just notice how you're feeling in your body. Notice the quality of your breath. Just do a little scan. See if there's any areas of dull, stuck energy, or areas that feel a little tight. And just notice, no judgment, just observation. As you inhale deeply through your nose, let your belly expand, your ribs, your chest lift. And as you exhale, soften, allowing the breath to release any areas of tension. Inhale deeply through the nose. Exhale, sigh out the mouth this time. Letting go whatever you need to let go to start your day. Again, inhale through the nose. Exhale, release. And let your breath return to natural, flowing in and out of your nose. Again, keeping that little bend in your knees, to not lock out the joints, and to find your stability. Maybe even do a little sway side to side, back to front. Find your center. And then pause when you feel centered between all those areas, four corners of your feet. On your next inhale, imagine drawing your breath in through the crown of your head, all the way through the central column of your body, into your tailbone, into your legs and feet, grounding down into the earth as if you're making roots. And then as you exhale, drawing the energy up from the earth, through your legs, through the central column of your body, out the crown of your head. Again, another breath just like that, drawing the breath in from the top of your body, letting it flow all the way down into the ground, and then exhale, drawing the breath and energy up from the ground, out the crown of your head. And continue to breathe, imagining this feeling, or actually feeling this feeling, feeling the energy move from the air to the earth and the earth to the air. I invite you to give yourself a mantra, perhaps for this practice or for the day. Mine today is very simple. I am calm, I am grounded. So perhaps coming up with your own. And allow this feeling as you breathe into it to carry you throughout your day. And drawing hands to heart center. Before we begin practice, I'd like to give just a little bit of gratitude. Gratitude for all the abundance of the earth, nature, of everything that surrounds us, and the connections that we have, not just with nature, but with every being on this planet. Even though we may have a lot of different opinions and feelings, we look at the core and essence of every human. That is exactly what we are, is human. Again, bring in some gratitude for all the people we have, all the diversity in the world, all the connections we have, putting politics and differences of opinions aside, coming back to that basic human needs, the basic human wants to be loved and supported. Once again, I invite you to draw your intention in through the nose, and exhale, sigh out the mouth. And let us begin our practice with a single sound of Om, releasing all the air in your belly. Inhale deeply through the belly, through the nose. Gently blink your eyes open, let your fingertips come down, and we'll really begin our practice now. Inhale, lift your arms overhead, stretch up, baby back bend. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, ground down through the feet. Arms lift, high mountain. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Release the fingertips. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Plant your palms, make your way back to a high plank. If this is too much, you can always take plank from your knees to start. But think about the same length in your spine, from the crown of your head all the way to your heels, or if you're on your knees. Press your heels back, get really strong through your core, one straight line of the body. We're going to hold for a couple breaths. So today's class will be holding a little bit longer. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower knees, chest, chin. Lower onto your belly. Draw your forearms onto the mat in front of you. Take a moment, walk your toes back. Press up onto your elbows. Gauge your core, draw your tailbone down, and then inhale, lift your heart. Press it between your shoulders. Pull your elbows back towards you. Press your palms. Sphinx pose. Soften your glutes just a little. Inhale, lift your heart a little higher. Exhale, lower all the way down to your belly. Press through your palms. Make your way back to downward facing dog. This is our first dog, so take a nice deep bend in your knees to start. Press into your index finger and thumb. Index fingers pointed about 12 o'clock. Think about how long can you get from your sits bones all the way to your fingertips. Spine is long. Really deep bend in your knees. And then pedaling it out, press your left heel into the mat. Bend deeply through your right knee. And switch it out. And do that a couple times with your breath. Exhaling, press your heel. Inhale, switch. Exhale, press. Inhale, high up into the balls of both feet. Exhale, let your heels press towards the back of your mat. really long in your spine. Sits bones go high. Upper arm bones spinning towards one another. Inhale, bend deeply through both knees. Gaze forward. Exhale, take a little stroll to the top of your mat. Arriving in forward fold. Feet hip width distance apart. Grab for opposite elbows. Take a little ragdoll. Little bend in your knees for this first forward fold. Release your fingertips. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, ground down through your feet. Fingertips come overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Release the fingertips, high mountain pose. Exhale, fold it all the way in. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Lift the crown of your head. Exhale, fold. Plant your palms. Make your way back to high plank. Press through your heels. Inhale, shift forward. Look down. Exhale, lower all the way down onto your belly. Untuck toes. Inhale, press up. Cobra pose. Exhale, make your way back. Downward facing dog. Bend through both knees. Gaze forward on the inhale. Exhale. Step or hop, top of the mat. Inhale, lengthen the spine, lift up. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Ground down through your feet. Inhale, rise, arms come overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Release the fingertips, high mountain. Uttanasana, forward fold. Lift up. Exhale, fold. Let your fingertips come down. Left foot steps back. Left knee drops to the mat. Come on up, hands to thigh. Low crescent, Anjaneyasana. Draw your right hip back. Press your left hip forward. Back toes can be tucked or untucked. Pause for a breath. Release your fingertips down. Left toes tuck. Left knee lifts. Step back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lift high, three-legged dog. Exhale, draw your left knee towards your nose. Step it all the way through, low lunge. Drop your right knee down, come on up, low crescent. Pause for a breath. Release fingertips down, tuck your right toes. Step forward on the exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Feet hip width distance apart. Bend through the knees. Inhale, rise, chair pose. Exhale, press it on up, high mountain. Hands come to heart center. Release the fingertips. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Fingertips plant. This time, right toes go back. Drop the right knee to the mat. Inhale, rise up. Anjaneyasana. Exhale, palms lower to the mat. Step back. Down dog. Inhale, right leg lifts high. Exhale, right knee draws towards the nose. Step it all the way through. Runner's lunge. Drop the back knee down. Inhale, rise. Arms lift. Exhale, fingertips plant. Come on up, forward fold. Inhale, lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, arms come overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Pause here in your Tadasana. Get really strong in your feet. Release your fingertips down. Ground down through the feet. Little bend in the knees. And then just take a few moments. Grounding down through the feet. Let your eyes come to a close if that feels good for you. Little bend in your knees, just like earlier. We're going to do some pelvic floor lifts in Tadasana. So pelvic floor is essentially like the Kegel muscles, the muscles you use to hold your urine. So it's sort of this contraction from the base up. So we'll start with just some gentle lifts. So inhale, release. Bend in the knees. Exhale, little slight contraction. Lift the pelvic floor. Inhale, release. Exhale, contract the pelvic floor. This is called Mula Bandha. Exhale, release. Inhale. Lift the pelvic floor. Exhale, release. And then open your eyes. Inhale, arms lift overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Bend through both knees. We're going to come into chair pose. Feet are hip-width distance apart here. Get really strong through the feet. Inhale, lift the arms. Pause on the exhale. We're going to do those same pelvic floor lifts in chair. If this is too much, hands to heart center, or you can come up a little higher in your chair. You want weight in the heels. So on this round, we're going to contract on the exhale. So inhale, release. Exhale, contract the pelvic floor. Inhale, release. Exhale, engage Mula Bandha, lift. Engage your core. Release on the inhale. Exhale, lift the pelvic floor as if your hip points are drawing towards one another. And release, come all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands to heart center. Step your feet wide. Toes can be slightly out. Begin to sink your hips down, coming to Malasana. I always find first thing in the morning, this is one of my harder poses, so my heels tend to lift. That's fine. You can place something underneath them. You can always sit on a block if you have a prop nearby. So you can, if you're like, oh, this is so not happening, a block is a wonderful way to just find length in the spine and a little gentle hip opening. In fact, I'm going to use the block today, at least to start. 3 breaths. Release the hands. Press palms into the ground. Lift your hips high. Move your prop out of the way if you have one. And just take a nice, gentle forward fold. Ground down through the feet. Inhale, rise. Reverse swan dive. Arms come overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's move into tree pose. So really grounding down through your feet. We're going to do a little bit of a challenging flow, holding for 5 breaths or more. I'm going to start facing you, and I'm going to have to rotate so you can see where we're going. Ground down through your right foot. Draw your right hip in. Begin to engage your core. Lift your left foot. It can be to just your calf or all the way up, coming above the thigh. Press palms really strong in your core, pulling this hip in. Find a spot that's not moving, your drishti. And as you feel grounded, begin to grow your branches. Let your face be soft. I love to give a little smile here and relax. Space between my eyebrows. And if you feel grounded enough, you can lower your left fingertips to your left knee. Take a little crescent over to your right. Inhale, come back through center. 1 more breath. Exhale, draw hands to center. Draw your left knee towards you. Ooh, I'm going to lose my balance. And then we're going to begin to press into Warrior 3. So I'm going to turn here. Left knee's lifted. Press your left heel back. Find your drishti. Move as slowly as you need to, and you might fall out. I know I'm falling out a little bit this morning. You want to find your stability and then hold as long as you can. I'm totally losing it today, so that's all right. Let your face soften. 1 more breath. Exhale, fingertips come down. Take a little standing split. Left toes go up. And then let your left foot meet your right. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's take it to the other side. Grounding down through your left leg. Right heel can come to your calf. Slightly higher or all the way above your knee. Take your time getting there. Ooh, there we go. It's okay if you fall out. I'm obviously falling out this morning, so every day's different. No judgment. Keep a little micro bend in your standing leg. Find your drishti, something not moving. And as you're ready, fingertips come high. Draw your left hip in, engage your core. Exhale, right fingertips, come to your right knee. Crescent over to the right. Inhale back through center. Exhale, hands to heart center. Draw your right knee into your chest. Begin to press it back, warrior 3. Take your time getting there. Keep pressing palms really strong through your core. Flex your lifted foot. Ooh. And if you fall out, that's all right. You can come right on back up. 3 more breaths. Really strong through your standing leg. Let your face relax. Exhale, release your fingertips down. Right leg lifts high, standing split. And then right foot comes to meet the left. Halfway lift up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, high mountain. Exhale, hands to heart center. Pause, let your eyes close. Notice the quality of your breath, your heart rate. Come back to your mantra, your intention for your practice. Gently blink your eyes open. Step your feet wide. Toes out, heels in. Come into this squat, horse squat. Palms to thighs, knees tracking over toes. Really long in your spine. So we don't want to be down here. We want to be pretty tall in our spines. And if you need to come up, then be up here to be long in your spine. I'm just going to pause here for a few rounds. We'll add a little shoulder stretch. So as you inhale, let your right shoulder dip to the midline. Gaze over the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, left shoulder dips. Gaze over the right. You can use your hand to press your knee away. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. And we'll just keep going in this motion for a few more rounds of breath. Allowing it to feel good, strong through your legs at the same time, opening through the shoulders, taking a little twist. And then finish up wherever you're at. Come back to center, palms pressed together. Really let your hips sink, lower, 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 and then press all the way up through them. Fingertips to the sky, 5-pointed star, gaze lifts. And exhale, step the feet together. We'll continue on with our flow. Fingertips release. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Plant your palms, step back to high plank. This time, option if you want to take full chaturanga. You do not need to. You can always take knees, chest, and chin. Take your version of a vinyasa. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower down. Flip toes. Inhale, rise. Cobra or up dog. Exhale, hips go high, downward facing dog. Inhale, gaze forward, bend through both knees. Exhale, step, walk, hop, top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Grounding down through both feet. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, hands to heart center. Step your left foot back. Make your way into warrior 1. Square the hips to the top of the mat. Arms lift overhead. Strong through your legs. Right knee over, right ankle. Hips might be on opposite train tracks. I know they are for me. Think how strong you are in your legs. We'll be here for a few breaths. Gaze can lift if that feels comfortable. Exhale, release your hands, straighten your front leg, take a little bind. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, lower down about halfway. So sort of this modified pyramid with a bind. Draw your hips back. Lengthen your spine. You can always keep a little bend in that front leg. It's a lot on the hamstrings. Come all the way up. Rise up. Step up, top of the mat. Switch sides. Right toes step back. Square your hips. I always kind of like to start with this little lunge to get my hips in alignment. And then lift your arms as you're ready. Draw your tailbone down. Warrior one. We'll be here for a few breaths again. Inhale, lift your gaze high, if that feels comfortable. And gaze can come back to center. Release your hands. Take the bind. Straighten your front legs. Opposite grip in the bind this time. Inhale, lift your heart. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Exhale, sending your hips back. Fold over your front leg with a straight spine. Again, a little bend in the front knee, not locking out the joints. Inhale, rise all the way up. Strong, strong, strong through the feet. Release fingertips overhead. Exhale, let your hands come down. Frame your front foot. Step back to high plank. Your option if you would like to flow through, or you can skip and we'll meet in down dog. And oh, how our time flies this morning. It's almost 8:30. We'll come on down to the mat. Come down to your knees. Untuck your toes. Take a couple cat-cows. With your breath, inhale, lower your belly, lift your gaze. Exhale, round through the spine. Press your palms. And one more. Come back to neutral spine. Walk your hands towards the corners of your mat. Let your forehead sink to the mat. Hips stay high. Puppy pose. If you feel very open, you can bring your chin to the mat. Sinking your heart. Inhale, press up. Come on up. My dog is here to join us. And then let's make our way onto our backs. Lola's going to join us for the end. Drawing your knees to your chest. Little rock side to side. And then lengthening your feet onto the mat. Option if you'd like to take Baddha Konasana, letting the soles of your feet come together. We'll just be here for 1 minute. Finish our practice. Draw your shoulder blades under. If this does not feel good for your low back or hips, let your feet come out long to Shavasana. Just notice how you're feeling in your body in this moment. Allow your forehead to soften. Your jaw relax. Tongue rests easy in the mouth. Notice how the energy moves through your body differently now than it did before we started our practice. Notice the quality of your breath. Even the quality of your mind and thoughts. And if you're in Shavasana, gently, slowly roll onto one side and make your way up to seated. Draw your hands to heart center. Come back to your intention, your mantra. Together we'll end class with a single sound of Om. Release all the air from your belly on the exhale. Inhale deeply. Om. Draw chin to chest, hands in front of the heart. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be free from suffering. May all beings be at peace. Together we draw our thumb knuckles to the third eye, center of our forehead. We bow and say namaste. Namaste. Gently blink your eyes open. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. Right. Have a wonderful election day. Go vote if you haven't voted yet. I'm going to go right after this. Hopefully the lines are good. And just have a wonderful, calm, grounded day. Namaste.